Hello everybody, welcome in. Blue Misfit, welcome guys. Here we go, we are here. We are here assembling minis. The minis I've been waiting for a while now. What's up guys? What is up? Yeah, and Blue, I have minis for you as well, which we can talk about very soon. I get stuff out to you, but in the meantime, we're going to start assembling stuff. So let's jump over. Yeah, I have some sprues here, and bonus points if you can guess what sprues, what mini these sprues belong to. But this is what we're going to assemble first. I have very specific reasons on my order. There, all right, Misfit, 100 points for you. Congrats. Yeah, the 4 barrels. You have the little like B-17 ball turret and everything. We have a special order we're going to assemble these minis in. It's basically, I'm on the lookout for STLs for upgrades for certain pieces. So, and I'm currently printing certain pieces for other minis. So it's just a matter of, I'm kind of waiting to get everything I really want. But we're going to start with this because I'm not changing this at all. This is just going to be another mini in the group. We also have another thing to show off here. The lovely and wonderful Foxbite sent me this. Look at this cool packaging. They sent me this, and we're going to open it and check it out. If you read the title, you probably know what this is, but we're going to carefully open this. I've had this all weekend waiting to open, but I thought this would be a great stream for this. A vanilla turret, yep. Let's check out this packaging. Here, do we push it out one way or the other? No, it pops open. Oh, it's magnets. Magnets, ooh, cool, okay. Got a nice little color wheel sticker. I have a couple of these I can send to some people. And we have these nice, nippers, and yes they are. Okay, so they come with a nice cover, labeled cover on them here, and a spring. We also have a spare spring if something were to ever happen. I assemble a lot of minis, so Anton, what's up? What is up? And a nice little Allen wrench to fix things up. So got some cool packaging. It's nice packaging, really nice. So Foxbite just released these. I'm pretty sure, and you can check them out. If, !Fox is the command to my actual affiliate link with them. And if you buy on their, if you happen to want these and you buy them from their website using that link, yeah, you get a coupon, and you know, Foxbite knows that that you came from my stream. Now, a unique thing about these. I want to set this box down somewhere. We'll put it down right there. We'll keep the little cover out. These aren't just any like nippers or clippers or whatever you want to call them. They very specifically, they're a certain design. And it's a very high quality design, and I did have some input when Foxbite was figuring out some different solutions for clippers to sell, and these were the ones that I was a big fan of. So one of the special things, I don't even know if you can, probably can't even tell from here, very little. Only one side has a blade on it. The other side is like a flat bevel. So what happens is, Anton, if you type in !Fox, that should give you the link on YouTube. I don't know if I can, someone posted it up on, let's see if that posted up on YouTube, maybe not. If it doesn't, YouTube might not like commands very much. Post that over there for you. So there's the link, because it doesn't look like the command's working. But what's up, Mydro? How you doing? So the design of these, the way they cut and everything, and you'll see how they cut mini sprues. They're very much in a similar design. I don't want to directly compare them. Okay, I don't want to say that they are like this, or they are like this, but the design of the whole thing. Ooh, Theragor Runebane. Welcome in, guys. Yes, these are very much like the God Hand. That's the design that they're going after, with the one sharp side, one flat side, kind of the spring on the inside of them, and just like the overall design and the quality. I feel like they're going for is something higher than what you typically see in a hobby store. So they definitely went with the high quality option for clippers. This isn't just like, you know, the Army Painter clippers or the Games Workshop clippers. These are a lot higher quality. So yeah, they're very nice. The ones I have tried are very nice, and we just opened that box, so we're gonna try that. This new one, almost half the price. Oh dang, there we go. All right. Yes, Theragor. He saw Saturnine in the title after getting Chaos Knights 90% of the way. Oh, nice. Yeah, we're gonna start assembling some stuff. I picked up everything yesterday and today that I had to pick up, and we are just gonna. I think I'm just gonna roll with it here. We're starting with the quad accelerator turret, because that is the least. I'm just assembling this one like it's out of the box. So so we will see. Yeah, we'll put this together. We'll, you know, I guess make judgment. I don't know, but we'll start doing the other ones. I think I'm gonna do the Dreadnought next. But the Dreadnought, even that, I'm like waiting on some parts. But we're gonna like magnetize the Dreadnought and everything. So we got things we're gonna do. But we're gonna use our new Foxbite clippers. That's what we have here. So Foxbite sent me these for free. So if they're bad, if I don't like them, I'll tell you guys. I will say I did have opinions on like samples with these, and I really liked them. I used them all the time off stream. These were my clippers I would use, but I didn't want to use them on stream to, like, you know, spoil anything from Foxbite. But I have liked what I got out of the test ones, but we'll see how the actual ones go. So we're looking for piece number 1. We got 4 of them because we are doing this 4 times. How'd you stream, Theragor? What were you up to? Oh yeah, that's nice. The main thing about this style of clipper, as opposed to the ones we're all used to, is the way they're designed. They're supposed to clip right up against the piece, without like pulling divots out or whatever. Like it doesn't do that. So it's supposed to shave really close. I know these are really popular with Gunpla and in that hobby, and people use these because you get a flush cut with them, and you don't need to like clean. You don't really need to clean as far as with like a craft knife afterwards. We're probably still gonna do that. These are very close cuts, but we'll still do that. Welcome in, guys. Yes, we do have new Heresy stuff. A Ruinator. Oh, that's cool. All right. I'm still waiting on magnets, so that's too bad. Yes, thank you for shouting out, Theragor. Guys, go follow Theragor Ruinbane. Go give him a follow. Fellow mini streamer. You share the love. I have never painted a knight. Never done it. Painted thousands and thousands of Warhammer miniatures. Never a knight. 3 knights, 15 war dogs. Oh my god. That's insane. It's absolutely insane. I heard knights are really good in 40k right now. Is that true? I haven't played 40k in a hot minute, so night November, paint a knight every night for the month. Paint one knight every night. Jeez, if they were maybe Imperialis knights, some war dogs, yeah. It's a local tournament yesterday playing knights. Oh, cool. All right. You got your gold stats. Oh, congrats. Congrats on the gold stats. Hey, John Lockridge, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Welcome in. We are here doing some heresy. Some light heresy. You know, like George Bluth may have committed some light treason. Over here, we'll start with the quad accelerator turret. Board of 10, transitioning just hobby and crusade. Yeah, dude, join heresy, man. 30k's got a new edition. The game is much more cinematic. I haven't played 3rd edition yet, but I'm excited. I'm pumped. We're suddenly having an Angron-sized meltdown tonight. Oh no. We have been treading very lightly with our son, who just got back from a week of at grandma camp, spending a week being spoiled by grandma with his cousins, who are some of his favorite people. So that's the Karen for my crusade. It wasn't the laser one. Oh yeah, the big Venator, yeah, with the big center-mounted laser. I love that tank. I have one of those. I have 2 of the basic Sicarans, and I have the one Venator. But I play Thousand Suns in Horus Heresy, and I have about 10,000 points painted. I need to figure out points with the new edition, because in 2nd edition it was about 10,000 points, but things change, you know. Dancing veggies on the TV. He's in the sweet spot. Nice. So well, yeah. How are you gonna paint it? Okay, we are looking for A2. So there's 2 of these per. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just those. Let's clip these out. It's so easy to clip these pieces out, though. Normally with new clippers you get that. But this is like no effort. Absolutely no effort. Like someone said earlier, it's like butter. Black Legion. It's just lore accurate. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, alright. Okay, oh, these little things are gonna be hard to grip. That light heresy, a Thousand Suns player? I think it's pretty heavy heresy for you. Nah. Don't believe those stories. These might be easier to glue on and then clean up. Here we set them upside down when we're done with them. Yeah, I was on the road for about 18 hours this weekend. Over the course of 2 days, which was pretty rough. And then immediately after I got home, I drove back out and I went to grab all my 3rd edition heresy stuff. So I got my Saturnine box, I got my Liber Hereticus book. Oh, there was one of those stuck in there. And then I got I got the campaign book, the Istvan 5 Drop Site Massacre Part 1. I believe it's what it's called. What's up, Star Laser? How you doing, man? No worries, dude. I'm just gonna be chilling here, chatting and putting minis together. So today I went out and I got the second box, and that is mainly for friends. I had quite a few friends that just wanted a piece of a box of that starter set. 4, 6, 8. Okay, and I decided I would pick them up for people. So I got a box and I'm just splitting it between a couple people. So, a dwarf, sure. Yeah, it's the Space Marine one, huh? What is the what's that transfer sheet? That's what I'm curious about. I'm curious about this whole transfer sheet they keep mentioning. Okay. Just need a little bit of glue here. Oh no. That's why apron for the win. Caught it. Caught the piece. There we go. Is there one? There's one where they said that it's like the Space Marine edition, and it has like a poster, and it has they said it has a I don't know, a special. I don't know if it's like a unique transfer sheet in it. I was just curious. They just mentioned a transfer sheet, and people seemed really excited about it. So I figured that was the one. Shorts with paint splatters on because I keep being lazy. Yeah. Yep, I always toss on my apron. Yep, I'm not even painting minis right now, and I have the apron on. You guys have never seen my apron, but it's a TPD classic. Yeah, my wife is getting mad at me for ruining so many clothes. Basically, what it was. Okay, we got you. Last one. Hey, Inoki, I see you there. What's going on? No problem at all. No problem at all, dude. I hope you're doing well as well. I'm doing great. I'm tired. Whole family's tired. Basically had a rest day. I skipped out on final league day for my Heresy League that was going on at my local store. I felt bad, but the timing just wasn't working. T-Slayer, welcome in. Alright, step 1 is finished on all 4 of these. Now, we have to be careful with these feet, because I believe the feet on this kind of strange. So let's see. We got 8, 8, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9. Alright. 8's first. I am building the Arachnos Quad Accelerator Autocannon turret. I believe that is the actual terminology of the thing. It's from the new Saturnine starter kit for Heresy 3rd edition. TPD apron. Is there an no? There isn't. No, I could make an apron design in like 2 minutes. I think I forgot to just make one. Would you guys buy a TPD apron if I made one? I'll write it down. I will write it down to make TPD apron. Yes. Okay. This is my acceleration into stardom, is a TPD apron. Might have some like a special TPD logo on there too. See what we can do. Yeah, so this, oh, man, I'm so excited to paint this set. I have so many ideas. Because Hobby Lobby, I feel like I'm wearing a tarp. Yeah, I got a cheap one too. I guess I'd have to Have to model it a bit, right? Show it off. Yeah, I started I made a merch store on Fourth Wall, which has, in my opinion, much better pricing, and they're a lot more customizables. They seem Fourth Wall seems much better, in my opinion. I might still have a Stream Elements or Streamlabs store up, but I didn't like the apron designs on Streamlabs. I wasn't a big fan of. So, and at the time, I just had my Stream logo, and it was not adequate. They weren't able to do multiple colors on the apron. Yeah, Fourth Wall. Oh, I should not be putting those over there. Oh no, that's the one. Okay. Gift cards. Playing games is... Oh, interesting. It's like an ad thing. Playing games, Ghost Talks. Also, welcome in, Ghost Talks. I have a mini rant if you guys are okay with a small rant here. It's like opposite of rage bait, I guess, because I don't know. A lot of us here, I think most of the people that I know in stream here have played 40k 10th edition. Okay, I don't know how many of you have played it since it came out. Is that the wrong one? That's that one. Okay, there we go. Yeah, their promos, I don't know. I've seen people try their promos and it just seems kind of like a dud normally. 40k once or twice a month. Okay, so you guys, if you guys remember playing 40k, now how many of you, I just to get a gauge, how many of you for rules you have use the main, like the core rule book, and you also use the tournament guide? There's like a tournament commentary or matched play commentary. Is there anyone here that's like never read through that? For 40k? I'm not saying if you like it or not. Swaha, good to go. You've never used the tournament or the commentary for rules? Just the app? Okay. So I don't know if you guys know about this, but 40k they have a separate PDF. I shouldn't have glued. I wasn't supposed to glue that. Oh well. Too late now. That one we'll figure out later. I was supposed to glue this. It's so funny. You all just use free. I'm so proud of you guys just using your free rules. Alright, so 40k 10th edition has a separate PDF. I think it's called the Matched Play Guide, I think is what it's called. And it's a document that's literally, it's a huge like commentary from the rules designers that talk about specific rules, and it has like talks about missions and terrain, and it answers a bunch of questions. It's essentially like a almost FAQ type thing. It's kind of weird to explain, but I saw that. Hold on, what is this? Okay, that goes there, right? So it's the fives. We're looking for fives. The when 10th edition came out, it came out with FAQs, right? Like the day it came out, FAQs for factions, for for the main rulebook, and it came out with this big document, this like matched play commentary or guide or whatever it is. And I think for a lot of people, if you play in a tournament, that match play guide is really important because it answers questions for like niche situations that come up in the game. And like specifics on how to play terrain. And I'll tell you guys, if you play 40k and you ever have questions like, well, how does that work, and the rules don't answer it, that match play guide might answer those questions normally. Not all the time, but there's a lot of the time they could very well answer those questions. So that's just kind of part of 40k, is this big guide that came out day one. And I have seen people complaining about the 3.0, the Heresy 3.0 rulebook release, and how they have an FAQ or erratas for in their book. They have some FAQs. I don't know if there are many. There are a couple FAQ, and then there's an errata for 3 of the books, I believe. 3 of the rule books. And I heard people talking about how sloppy it was and everything. And I thought that was very disingenuous coming from people who most likely are familiar with 40k, when, you know, that still happens with literally every game GW puts out. They put out erratas and FAQ on day one. Not saying it's makes it good quality or it's, you know, a good thing or anything, but the FAQ for the 2 Liber Astartes books were 1 page each. I think the Solar Ox was 1 page. I don't think they did one for the Knights or the Mechanicum, and the core book was like a 2-page FAQ and errata. That's not bad. That's actually really good. Criticizing about dropping day 1 errata, in fact, expecting higher standard. Yeah, yep. Right, yeah, I'd rather not wait months for stuff like that. You know, and I understand, like, there's typos in the book. Like, it's a big book, there's typos. Not saying that's an excuse. It's a big company. They should be paying for all this stuff to be, you know, as perfect as they can when they're charging a lot of money for these books. But I am honestly, like, surprised. So this game came out with 5 army books, right? Yeah, 5 full army books covering 22 different armies and a core rule system that completely changes the game. And they only need a page for 3 of the books, for 3 of the army books, and a short errata FAQ for the main book. That's pretty impressive, all things considered. And I'm sure they'll have more to add. And, you know, we got a whole bunch more rules coming out. PDF hopefully tomorrow is my big hope that comes out tomorrow. We can see all the legacy units and see all the cool stuff we're missing from the books right now. But honestly, it's pretty impressive. We're not relying on a huge commentary document because the rules are yeah, and you know, hopefully they do errata and FAQ more stuff going down the line. But you know, it also seems very responsive from like people. I think people have been emailing them questions about the rules for weeks at this point through like the leaks and everything, and it seems like they're responding and like understanding that like, oh, we missed that, or we should talk about that or whatever. But overall, the rules being very wordy and very comprehensive, and sometimes kind of hard to understand because of how much they cover. They seem to be pretty comprehensive. If you have a question, you go and you read it in the rule book, and it covers just about every situation. Funny enough, the one situation I can't find an answer on, and I looked through the rulebook multiple times on this, is line of sight. The rules perpetually changing. Those are for your dead game. Yeah. Yeah, I think 40k is way too quick. Too quick, too many adjustments. What it seems like they do for 40k, it seems like they purposefully change up the rules to like shake things up. And that's kind of what I see happening with 40k. I don't mind points erratas. I don't mind points balancing and rules balancing and everything. But yeah, what 40k does, man, every 3 months, like everything just gets shook up so hard that like, the army that you're working on is no longer valid and everything, and yeah. 40k design commentary was so essential. Yeah, it was so essential because they refused to put the words in the rulebook. They wanted to talk about and make a simple rule system. Oh dang, lost that piece. 1 second. There it is. But when you make a rule system for such a big game that's a complicated and open-ended game, and you make it so simple, you're bound to have tons of interactions that don't make any sense with the rules. So like 40k, they tried to do the simplified, not simple, but then here's this 30-page rules document with just paragraph after paragraph of commentary to explain how interactions happen, instead of just explaining these in the bullet points of the rules so people could understand them. Which things might be somewhat niche when they come up, and maybe they're trying to just cover the basics with the rules, but yeah, get good. Yeah, it's the answer on all of it. Whereas Heresy, they write everything in the Queen's English, like quasi legalese and wild. Yeah, the one question I can't find an answer for is line of sight. So they have line of sight, and they talk about you check line of sight model to model, but when they don't define what a model is, which is funny. They talk about measuring. When they deal with measuring, when you measure models on a base, you measure base to base. I think that's great. I personally think line of sight should be base to base, to encourage people to model how they want. But let's go on. Okay, they'll go on. They go on like that. Yeah, Taxi, they don't say that. They don't specify if it's the whole model or not in the new rules. People have assumed, but if you have a page and a reference where they define that the model is like all the little bits, because they don't define. They say models without a base. They say it's the whole, but like, yeah, they don't outright define. Yeah, vehicles still have armor facings and obscuring and stuff in 30k, but yeah, I'd love to see a page, if you got a page number where they say and they define what exactly
look at me
model is. Ooh, where am I looking? Whips. Yeah. 1 second. We're gonna glue these things on here. This poor thing accidentally glued. Bend. Change. You did airbrushing, still learning. Oh, nice. Yeah, you just got yourself a new airbrush, right? It's funny, even in the illustrated example of line of sight, they show base to base. They show base to base line of sight, but they never say what it is. Yes, there we go. All right. Cool. I saw someone do this in my Discord earlier, so look, we got a little standing turret. Yes, it is Big Turret. What's up, Evelios? It's pretty crazy. I did not find anything to define that when they spend a page and a half defining how you roll a dice. 6-inch restriction for being in cover. Well, there's a 3-inch line of sight thing. Does this just fit in like that? Yeah, okay. It just fits in straight like that. That's just all it does. All right. Yeah, it's 3 inches. The cover rules I am not too keen on. I'm happy to try them, but we'll see how they are after a game or two. They're way too basic for how complex of a game they made. And there's some kind of shenanigans possible that I don't really like. There. There. Okay, that does all just lay flat, doesn't it? Wrecked vehicles count as terrain. Yes. But it's specifically area terrain that does the 3-inch wide. There could be something different with that. That pretty closely to bolt action. You know, I've heard that. Yeah, it's very much like a historical game with a lot of its ideas. Try this again. The Games Workshop finally realized all the old rules writers were better. Like Rick Priestley and Alessio Cavatore. Okay, let's get this. Andy Chambers, yeah. Doesn't he still work at GW, or is he just kind of done? Get down there. Yay! It's like a ballerina at this point. All right, let's set you down. We'll put you over there, and that just kind of lays flat. That's first part done. It's first sprue completely used. So let's grab the second sprue. A proper balance better? I don't know about that. I don't know about proper balance. The game was a way different game back then. Hey, Tuvon. Thank you for the sub. 18 months, man. That's awesome. I appreciate that. I appreciate you, Tuvon. Thanks for coming to hang out. Better overall. It's up to date. Up to debate. Yeah, I don't think there was any better balance. There was plenty of horrible balance issues with older editions. I'm looking for B12, B13. All right, there's 13. That's 10. Hold on, we got 13 and 10. Where's 12? There's 12. Okay. I see. 6th edition. Ugh. 6th edition was the one edition everybody was happy to be done with after 18 months. D-Dubs moved on to 7th real quick. Okay, there we go. Those two pieces. Oh, and we'll need put you, and we'll do these ones anyway. 10. To rules from armies to mechanics. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. 40K was definitely a lot more grounded back in the day. You know, we didn't need every army with a big centerpiece. Tactical squads were still bad. And people only took them because they had to. But they looked cool. So I do think that the backlash against heresy from the leaks, I think that GW actually responded. I think that's part of that errata that they put out the other day. And my big evidence for that is that Tartarus Terminators. So in their actual rules, they have the option to take a single Lightning Claw. And a single Lightning Claw is one of the options in the on the Terminator like melee weapons list. They didn't have anything else. And they do that with units that only get like 1 or 2 of the weapons. They'll just put them on their entry instead of putting them up, like giving them the whole list. And so I think they originally weren't supposed to get Power Fists in their usual kit. But now they do. So, alright, B11 on both of these. And lore were the elite after training the heavy assault units. That is true from 5th edition, Tuvon. Before 5th edition, it was the opposite. It was they started in tactical, and then when they showed a proficiency in one or the other, they went to the other, to the respective squad. But yeah, 5th edition changed the lore to where the tacticals were the elites, and like they started as a scout, then they did Devastator, then assault, and then tactical squads. Yeah. What's up, EO? How you doing? We're just assembling this giant turret. It's going to take up way too much space on my display shelf. I do like that change, though. I like that the tacticals are seen as the more elite soldiers. To start the day with. Yeah, it's too bad. How you feeling today? Really not as good as you could be, but hope your week isn't too bad. All right, look for 14. There's 14. This connects these two pieces. How does this go? That sits right in there. Okay, we can do that. Okay, B15. Styles, even the old war, different companies. Yeah, training companies and stuff, yeah. Big piece. This Saturnine Dreadnought is crazy with how it gets assembled. The thing's like 120 pieces or something. It's wild. But it's like fully posable, so we should be able to do exactly what we want with the thing. Alright, here we go. Next, don't come back to this until later. Okay. Yeah, the Saturnine box is already ordered separately. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah. Looks cool. I don't see many people going for those. I did see the Saturnine Terminator set only has 4 Marines in it. Which 6 come in the big box. I think you can probably buy 6 on Sprue cheaper than whatever they sell that box for. So, Velas, you're gonna get your Ogren, man. They're coming. We gotta get that stuff in the box, and then the Mark II Assault Marines and the Fellblade and the Breachers. $80. Yeah. You can buy those 6 Terminators for what, $50 probably right now on eBay. And that's not like it's not like it's a FOMO box or anything, so I don't think those prices will increase that much. Did someone show off the prices for this stuff yet? I was curious how much this turret sells for on its own. Hey Zen, what's going on, man? Tired? Yeah, me too. Me too, dude. The whole family took a nap this afternoon. My son never naps. Okay, cool. I love this piece. This it's like a B-17, like the ball turret. Sit on just like that. All right. All right. B5 and B4. Why is B4 a piece? What a ridiculous piece. Let's get B5 first. Turbo's big. Yep. The mat is inches, I believe. Each cube is a square, is a ½ inch by a ½ inch. So if we measure, let's see, it's about 9 inches long. Yeah, it's a big boy. Work setup done for tomorrow. Nice, very nice. Like that. Look at the new Iron Hands Combat Patrol. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, that has the turrets, the Iron Hands. Yeah, I like this little turret. I might try to use it. I was also I was reading about some meme strategies with tarantula turrets too, but I don't own any tarantula turrets, so no memes for me yet. Look at this piece, guys. Look at that piece. See that? That's the piece we need right there. That's ridiculous. Look at that. This Fire Strike servo turret, yeah. I mean, that Iron Hands Combat Patrol is an obvious, like, I think all those combat patrols are pretty obvious, like, let's dump extra stock. Like, no one's buying impulsors, you know? Okay, how does this thing go on? It goes up here. Somehow, I can't even, like, see the picture. Stand. Okay. Go. We got it. Does it go like that? I think it goes like that. There. That could not have been put on this piece. No way. Could that little thing have just been put on this door? That was too much for the injection mold right there. That one piece. Yeah, had to be a separate piece. I think it's more they had an extra little corner on the sprue, and they're like, man, we gotta find some. Like, just cut the headlight off the turret. All right, 6, 7, 8. Impulsors, servo turrets, heavy intercessors, the ATV, yeah, the Mario Kart. And only one of them has a new character in it, which is something. All right, 6, and we need 7 and 8. There's 8. Oh, that's its shield. His automantic Pavis. Zin, what are you going to do with your tactical marines? What do you plan on doing? You just making them tacticals, or are you going to do oh, you said you're going to make terror squads, right? 7. We only have a 2 on to someone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So worship table. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, the turret's nice for like terrain kind of things. Yeah. Hey, Phaedros, what's going on? How are you doing? Rotor cannons. Okay. Yeah, I haven't actually had a really bad mistake on a GW instruction book in a while. My job tomorrow. Not sure how it's going to pan out. These past months. Oh, that sucks, Phaedros. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully job's okay. And you know, if something negative happens at your job, I hope there's a opportunity for you soon anyway. You know, whole window and a door kind of thing. Yeah, I gotta say the Praetor mini, or the Saturnine Praetor, that is the one I've been most impressed by. People getting their hands on and like actually like kit bashing conversion. There's so many good looking ones. Yeah, I understand, Phaedros. I do. Oh, whoops, that goes in there. Oh well. All right. Right how it is, and we can clean it up. The Praetor does have a bunch of different choices, yeah. Yeah, you can change the positions of his legs. You can, he's got two different weapon options on different hands, so, you know, there's 4 different weapon options, I guess. There's, he's got different heads, different chest pieces, different, like, loincloth pieces, and all that kind of stuff, so... That goes right there, fits really snug. Anybody finds STLs for this stuff, especially that Saturnine Praetor and the actual the Saturnine stuff, please message me. I'd be excited to. I'm trying to wait for some of the things until I can get some parts. I want to find some good, like, upgrade parts to make things look cool and everything. Off, put together soonish. Need motivation, yeah. Alright, well, at least you got some hobbying to do, Phaedros. The Repulsor Executioner is a cool mini. I had a lot of fun assembling and painting that mini. Yeah, I've seen some, man, various like Discord and like Reddit threads and stuff, people doing like crazy things with those Praetors. That I was really impressed with. Oh, okay, plenty to hobby then. That's good. Also, what's up, Frankie Fingers? See you there. I don't know if I actually said hi to you, but I'm definitely gonna kit my Praetor up to look like 1,000 Sun. Going to be unmistakable. Get some sprue cleanup later. Yeah, straight up tell you to glue these, don't they? This thing's not meant to point in different directions. Hey, Greenleaf, what's going on? Go to bed. How much are you getting? Gotta stop her here to prevent it from pointing up. Bring a glass of milk? No. I refuse. Oh my gosh, did I just do that? I can't believe I just did that. I just put glue on the outside of this thing. I'm tired, guys, okay? Give me a break. Can't believe I did that. Okay, I gotta stop messing with it. I'm gonna make it worse. Ignore that. Did I mention how tired I am today? I was like, man, that looks a lot different. Why does that thing look different? We're gonna sand that down later when that glue dries, and we're gonna pretend that never happened. Okay, everybody, just forget it. We'll just turn that way so it looks normal. Get most for people to start dropping STLs, yeah. Well, I've been seeing people working on them already, so I'm like, come on, guys, like, what are you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I figured it'll be pretty soon. And I think what we've learned with STLs, when people put them out, you gotta jump on them quick, because GW doesn't mess around. Drop that piece. Where is it? There it is. This thing. 16, which is this big piece here. We'll need 18. Little rectangle. There it is. Exploring buildings, starting termination without the pauldrons. Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for. I have some things that I am on the lookout for with the Saturnine minis, so be hopeful stuff comes out in the next couple days. But you know, I can take my time putting stuff together. I don't have to be in a particular rush with this. So the Mark IIs, I have helmets and shoulder pads printed for them. So I think I'm going to do, my plan is I think 20 of the Mark IIs are going to be basic tactical marines with bolters. 10 of them are going to be specially equipped tactical marines, so Auspex, Nuncio Vox, Vexillas, and Sergeants. And then the last 20, I'm not completely sure. I think 15 of them might be breachers, I think is what I'm going to do. Because I have 50 of those tactical marines. And then that leaves me with some spare bodies that I have to mess around with in the future. But I definitely want some basic tacticals. I want some tacticals for like every mark of armor. I think that would be a lot of fun. Reach tell me a bedtime story. Oh man. My son's bedtime book has been there's a series of books called Magnified, and we've read Romans Magnified and we've read Castles Magnified, and we're working on Pirates Magnified. That is our so we're working on it. It's cool. And this one, it's mainly just, it talks about like famous pirates. And it gives you like really cool visuals, and it's like find these like 15 things, and then it tells you about those things as you find them, and then it like has all these funny and like cool pictures and stuff of like pirate battles going on and everything. But been enjoying that one. The Romans book was really cool, and the Castles book was super cool. They almost look like a Where's Waldo, like their art style. You guys remember Where's Waldo? A lot like that. What? No. There's no, Where's Waldo doesn't have audiobooks. Don't make things up like that. It's not nice to do. Right. Chunky turret. Completely fine. No issues. Chunky turret. Right. Come on, page, turn. Evelios, that is awesome. I don't think my son's ever read Where's Waldo, but we went to a place called Half Price Books. I don't know if they're like a local chain or like nationwide or anything, but my wife and I were just at Half Price Books, and we were looking for books for my son, and we found that one. And I was like, this book is perfect. It was the Romans magnified, and I was like, this is so perfect. Like, he would love this. And it really is, yeah. And we bought it, and I showed it to him, and he's just kind of like, oh, okay. Well, then we sat down, we started looking at it, and we went through that Romans magnified book 3 times, I think. And they have lots of like extra challenges of things to find, and but we went through that book 3 times, and then we're like, well, let's just find him more. So we went back, a couple months later and found a couple more. We found some like used online and everything, and so we got 3 more. Yeah, we got the so there's castles, pirates, Romans, and then we got Egypt magnified. 22, which are all over the place, of course. Egypt will be our last one. Yeah, I Spy books were good. I loved I Spy books as a kid, but I also loved like my elementary and like middle school years. I loved the books called Eyewitness. They were like history books. Do you guys remember those, where they had just like the photos of the artifacts as you went through them? And there were like, like Vikings and I don't know, the American Revolution and the Civil War and all these different things. And it was just like all the artifacts. They would explain what they were, and they'd tell you about different things. I loved those books. So yeah, he's reading the magnified books with me, and then he reads Harry Potter with Painting Wife when she puts him to bed. So I asked last night if he wanted to read excerpts from the Istvan 5 Dropsite Massacre Part 1 Journal Tactica instead of his Pirates Magnified, and he declined. Even when hearing that there's a lot about salamanders in that book, he said no thanks. So, and then this morning, my son, I did read a little thing about Vulcan to him, because they have like little like Primarch blurbs and like, leading up to their role in Istvan and everything. So I read that to him. He's a huge fan of like salamanders and everything, and He did. He missed a good night bedtime story. Yeah, I agree, Grovis. Also, what's up, man? I read that little blurb to him this morning, and then not 20 minutes later, he was just following around my wife, his mom. He was following around, and just reciting Salamander's lore to her, like just telling her all about it while she's like brushing her teeth and, you know, like getting ready for the day. And he's just following around. He's like, and Vulcan was born on this planet, on the planet of Nocturne, and the Emperor found him, and then he renamed his legion the Salamanders, and he's just going through everything. It was great. It's trimmed up. Velos, if I didn't have so many Space Marines to paint, I would have jumped right into collecting a bunch more Solar Auxilia. I think that's going to need to happen before the end of the year, because I am really excited for their Codex. Or their Liber, like just playing games as Auxilia just sounds like so much fun. Okay, that is all 4. So we're putting these little break pieces here. I don't know if that would be the right word for it. Bombard Thanatos. Big man. Boot up with Lascans? Yeah. Dude, the Xiphon has always been good, and I think it's always going to be good. Velas, you should still warn people that. Every day's a good day when you paint. Hey, Crovis, thanks for the sub. I really appreciate that. It's very generous of you. Let's do 30, 31. Oh, they're all different. Oh my gosh. I said the other Thanatos and didn't. Yeah. Spelled. Yeah, Zen had a bad time with his Xiphon earlier. These pieces sunk so far down. It's really annoying. Okay. 30 and 31, we're going to set you here. Then we have 31, 32. Hey, I appreciate it, Crovis. I do. I am super tired right now. But, man, I want to stay up all night and assemble this stuff, and I physically cannot. I'm gluing outside pieces of this mini already. We'll try to finish this this turret. See how we do. Alright, got 25, 26, 24, 25. That makes perfect sense. Because they're the same. Yeah, okay, okay. Just do this on everything here. Nope, the turret only has the quad accelerator cannon right now. That's all it has. So maybe down the line it'll get something different. They just need everybody to buy this one first. And they'll show you the magnetizable weapon options that you can't magnetize. And squads? Yeah, so you have to get more. That's fair. I really like that the command squads are useful, though. I like their rules. I only have one command squad. I mean, I only have 40 infantry, but... So, like, I would need a lot more to run an actual army, but... Yeah, I like the idea of the command squads, and... I think it's really cool that Auxilia command squads, the big ones, you can just replace their las rifle for a charnable blade for free, which is crazy good when they have like 2 or 3 attacks and they're just 6-up breaching on everything. So they're just cutting through, potentially cutting through a lot with their swords, which is great. There's no just like close combat weapon for the Solar. Turbo in the command squad. Yeah, Misfit, your Solar are looking really good. I love seeing it. So they're still saying box. I didn't make companion my companion. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'm a real honest. I hate that people made a bunch of, plasma gun companions and they're nothing now, but I think the companion squads were a cop-out, and I don't think they fit the Solar Auxilia, like as a style. It was like a weird catch-all that didn't make sense to me. Like they have a very defined, like, kind of structure on how they do things, and just like... Yeah, I messed around with a list with plasma companions, and I was like, how many plasma companions can I fit in 3,000 points? I agree with Valios. They're command squads, and you can really kit them out. It's just you're not just dumping a bunch of random special weapons on them. I also don't think Solar has the gaps in their army that they did in 2.0. It seems like they have a lot more between the mainly the Sentinels coming out, but between all that, all the different things to cover the shortcomings of, like, needing Melta and big plasma things, and right, yeah. Does this go in? Don't know. Probably try to figure it out. Just like that. first. From a gameplay perspective, having a ton of bodies is awesome. Yeah, from a hobbyist perspective, it's just more, right? Yeah, if you could still find that big solar box, yeah, it's a great box. Well, it's more worth it now than it was in 2.0. Definitely. Dracosans are insanely good. Like, they're incredible. The Lehman Russes are, they'll always be good, so that's never going to be a problem. The having a bunch of infantry, having the command squad, the Sentinels are really good, man. Yeah, just that book and that army is just solid through and through. Like, I can't think of any like duds from the Solar book as far as like unit entries go. Yeah, I would be tempted to get a second one if I had one around me. List of elite honor guard to protect the like marshal. I shall protect you, my liege. Well, Ghost Hawks, you can do that with you can do that even with like the life ward sections for your legate marshal. Because it's just and you get up to 10 dudes in the command squad, I think. So 10 dudes, you can give them all Thunderhammers. I thought all Power Fists would be cool. Even just with basic like charnable weapons, they're really good with just that. I think they have a 3+ save. Like, they're still super tough. It's just you're just not shoving a bunch of melta-guns on them or whatever. And Avelios, I don't know if you've noticed this, but excuse me, on the Legate Marshal, the Architect pistol is the one you want to take. The Inferno pistol is worthless now. Velatari with axes are super cool. Yeah, and they're super good too if you take the Solar cohort. Yeah, they basically treat Dracosans as assault transports. So you can charge out of them, like, no problem. Yeah, and I think if you want to be real cheeky, if we're talking let's do what's best. One thing the Solar's really good at. Solar's really good at putting statuses on. So, the combo, Ghost Hawks, is you fire weapons, and a really good weapon platform is the Heavy Sentinels, the 8th and Heavy Sentinels. And you give it a multi-laser and you give it just the rocket pod, and you're basically putting on you're putting 2 statuses on a unit at a time. But what you do is you deploy the axe troops out of the transport. The unit they're set up to charge, you put statuses on that unit. If their status they're hitting, like suppression or pin or stun, any of those statuses, you put a status on the squad you're about to charge. Your Storm Axe is charged. Your Storm Axe is hit at initiative 2 because of the way the axes are. They're like -1 initiative or whatever. If a unit's status and they're in combat, they're hitting at initiative 1. So you can strike before any Marine as long as they have a status on them. And like maximizing your chances to put statuses on units will end up being, really good. Okay. Those two, 29, 33, 34. All right. Got 29 for everybody here. Yeah, I think the big key with those axes is getting them to hit first. But your troops will live a lot longer in combat anyway, because combat is a lot less deadly overall. So the new cutters are working fantastic. Kind of how I expected, but they're very nice. So yeah, I'm very happy with the new Foxbite cutters. And if you guys weren't here in the beginning, I was talking about them for a minute. These clippers here are from Foxbite Hobbies, or if you do !Fox chat, bring up their website. I am an affiliate with them, and they actually did send me these for free. Foxbite's very generous with me, with sending me some cool stuff. But yeah, they sent me these to try out, and I've really liked them so far. So if you are interested, they're very high quality, and let's see, let's get that cut. Okay, I got that piece. They are a comparable design to like the God Hand brand clippers. Not saying that the quality of these would be up with God Hand, because I've never used like a expensive pair of God Hand clippers, but what they do, and it's really hard to see here, but one side is sharpened, has like a sharpened blade, the other side just has a flat edge, so the one side cuts. And I think the idea is when you cut with the one side, it makes less of like a nub, so it cuts smoother along the edge. And like that one, that one wasn't too good, but it's less cleanup, right? Less cleanup. It's a smoother edge. It's and overall, it cuts so smooth. They're super sharp. They're very sharp, and they cut really well. So I like them. I like them. If you feel like they're they're worth the money and you want some nice clippers, I'm happy with them. They also it comes in really, really nice packaging. The packaging on this, I'll show you guys. I mean, the packaging isn't why you buy it, but this is the packaging, which is really extra. And then it does have a spare spring, and it has a little Allen wrench, so you can replace the spring if that ever gets damaged. It's not just like the weird little bendy bar in there. It has an actual spring that fits in there, so you can replace this right there. So it's nice. It has a little bit of extra longevity to it. Yeah, the extra spring is a nice bonus, and you're paying a premium, and so it's nice to have a little bit of reassurance with that. Yeah, it looks like $35 US. Not terrible. How much are GW clippers? That's the question. Can we compare? Is it fair to compare GW hobby supply prices? Or is that just not fair? And I've used Army Painter clippers, which are cheap. They're like $10, $12, and they've broken. they're not good. Like you get your money's worth. Unfortunately, like that's, to me, that's a lot of like Army Painter and their quality. I've worn out springy scissors before. Zippers, yeah, but it's only a matter of time. Yeah. Wait, you're kidding? GWs are $52? No way. Guys, please, I'm begging you, don't spend $52 on GW clippers. Don't do it. That is actually gross. Like, I can guarantee you guys, I will guarantee you Those GW clippers are no better than these Foxbite ones. And Foxbite ones are $17 cheaper. That's a whole pair of of Army Painter clippers cheaper. Let's see, that goes right there. That's insane. Yeah, the God Hand ones are precision ones. Yeah, they're not just Gundam only. It's the same design as these ones. And you can buy cheaper God Hands also. I got my wife a pair of God Hand for, it was like $17. But they're like a cheap pair. But they have a similar design to these ones where they're like right there. Where it's the one edge cuts, the other edge is flat. I'm not too familiar with like the higher end God Hand stuff. I mean, Zen might be able to answer that question a little more, but the resident Gunpla dude. Still fine, yeah. I mean, yeah, treat your tools, your hobby tools, like you treat like real tools, right? You buy a cheap one and you use it until it breaks, and if it breaks, it just means you're using it enough that you need a nice one. So the cheap ones work. Wise Pro nippers, $30. I consider that. Yeah, 32 is, yeah, that's pricey. Yeah. All right, 27, 28. I had someone send me a pair of clippers from Nipex. They're like electricians branded clippers. I've used those for a long time. They've never broken on me, but I try to treat them well and everything. So I don't like twist. Never twist with the clippers. That's how you break everything. Two of the old ones, nice. So there's still other little pieces that go on this. I don't know what all these little. Those just the tip of the barrel, aren't they? Okay. Yep, I forgot to put those on. And then 35. Oh, there's a back page that has a couple more things. Okay. That in a minute. Let's get the pieces on. Years ago, just can you put in work? Yeah. Oh yeah, Velius, I get it. I get it. Yeah, I really like the Nipex pair I have. They definitely show their age. And I try to sharpen them occasionally with the folded up aluminum foil trick that Zen taught me. But you know, it's definitely noticeable that they don't clip as well as they used to. Not something you notice until you try something different. So, you know, they sent me a test pair of these. Foxbite sent me a test pair of these clippers. I tried and was like, yeah, this is. It's like, oh man, it's like night and day clipping with these things. Yeah, it's also like a luxury purchase, right? Like this isn't something you need to have. It's very much like, you want to convenience yourself. You're not like, maybe you have a hobby budget and you're not like no minis out that you want, or you want to work on the backlog or something. You still want to spend that money. Like, yeah, you grab yourself a nice pair of clippers. Your clippers, if they're too dull. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Well, I didn't buy them either, so. I don't know if they'd warranted me, or if I just showed it, send them a picture of them or something, and they would. That's cool though, Frankie Fingers. Yeah. Yeah, someone was a job through Fiverr where someone was like, yeah, I just need these minis assembled and painted. I was like, okay. And they're like, do you have clippers? And I was like, yeah, I do. Like, I don't know. It was a question that you had to concern yourself with. This was the second job I did for this guy, by the way, too, which was just weird. But he was like, do you have clippers? And it's like, yeah. And he's like, okay. And then he just sends me those. Oh my goodness. What is this? What is going on with this Canadian here? I'm too tired for the memes. I'm just so very weary. All right, just a couple more pieces here. Greenleaf, you been painting anything good? What have you been working on? There it is. I saw that one go down. Painting any cool things that aren't released yet? Right, sets Empire Army, 30k AdMech Army, Corn. Oh my gosh, yeah. So you're staying busy. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, tucked in. Yeah, I get it. I get it. About to finish up this mini. I think we're going to call it for the night. Okay, 35 and 36, and that's it. That's the last two pieces. Another clean sprue here. through and try to get rid of some layer lines later. I might just be doing tactical marines next. I'll be able to mix my tactical squads with different armor marks. I think that would be cool. Goes there. Oh no, didn't get glued in, did you? No, okay, we're good. Right there, and then we need to glue these weapons in. It's very specific on which one goes where, so let's make sure we have correct ones. Yep, just like that. The army of Putti. Oh no. You'll get there, man. Don't rush it. Oh. Mini's so good looking. Say so myself. I'm a big fan. It's a big gun, guys. There's a whole marine in there. That's true. That's true, there is. This dude probably has a lot of fun. This thing's pretty crazy. This is cool. Yeah. Look at it. It's a oh, what did they call those guns in World War II in Vietnam? It was the Quad 50 cals. They had a name for them. This thing right here is not a flare shield. It is an automatic pavis. It is a domed shield that anything wholly within 3 inches of this mini gets a 5-up invulnerable save. So it's a shield for friendlies that are near it. Yeah, they had a nickname for that. I gotta look that up. Oh, they called it the meat chopper. The meat chopper, or the Probably slightly more derogatory, the kraut mower. But yeah, the meat chopper. I've been watching the Korean War week by week. So the Korean War special on YouTube, and they've been talking about these the quad 50s on the it's like the back of a like an M3 truck or whatever, and just how effective they are at destroying Chinese infantry assaults. Wouldn't you know? All right. Well, that is a cool gun. And I am excited to have this. This is very different from the rest of my army, but I will find a use for this thing. It will happen, because that is super cool. Awesome. Well, guys, I'm gonna call the stream there. I am struggling, so we're gonna call it for tonight, and I'm gonna be back on later. Maybe tomorrow, assembling more minis, and I just think I'm gonna be streaming a bunch more. Oh man!
Every day's a good day when you paint. I believe it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart.
Hey, Dr. Faust Painting Clinic, welcome in. Unfortunately, I am just getting off. Caught me right as I was coming in. Welcome in, though. We're gonna find somebody to raid. All right, we'll raid out. We won't. Okay, that's who we're gonna raid. Line Creative. We're gonna try to get to him real quick. Line Creative, super cool guy. Let's raid Line Creative. We got this. Double raid. Yep. Sorry guys, you're scooting with me here. Yeah, good timing. Yeah, guys, give Dr. Faust a follow, and then let's move on to Line Creative and just go follow him with a bunch of people. All right, guys. You guys all have a wonderful evening. I will see you possibly tomorrow. I'm just gonna be on assembling minis, and we'll be on whenever I'm on. So that's what we'll be doing. But have a wonderful evening, guys, and a great Monday. Bye, everybody. I gotta click the raid thing first. Hold on just a second. Join me. Give Line Creative a follow, and say hi. All right, bye, everybody.